Drop the classic. Thinking back. Drop the classic. To establish that the magic. It's automatic. Got a master. Who was that? Living legend.
Do you want to see the pre-workout for today?
Yes. Moose juice.
How good's that? Hello everyone, episode 2, Road to Rogue. We're going to go in there, do some deadlifts, work hard, then we're off to the range with a World Long Drive Championship competitor. Go hit some bombs and see if I can outdrive him. So we're mid-change of equipment to Evolution Athletics. I got all my kit. Holy Christ, it is the biggest box I've ever seen in my life. It was about, I should say, biggest box I've ever had shipped to me in my life. It was about 40 pounds, and oh Jesus, I got 4 soft belts and 7 t-shirts, and I'm set. I'm good to go for the rest of my career, really. And I've been trying the kit out, so it's gone very well. Got the belt, got these hectic knee and elbow sleeves with like straps on them. It's really interesting. Went well first day on the monster dumbbell, but looking forward to trying it with some other movements.
Don't hear the music turn.
Someone said the people who comment periods shouldn't be called the period gang. They should be called moose droppings. That is so good. So now, comment a period as part of the moose droppings gang. And Ashley and I were out with our wedding planner yesterday at our venue. September 2nd, 2023. And I've confirmed you as the videographer, whether you want to be or not, so congratulations. I hope Jeff's not too angry about the music being off. Is my pre-lift thought. But then comes the age-old adage, never be scared of a man in a bucket hat. I can tell any secret to the camera and Jeff can't hear me. I have a new employee at the clinic that is going to be here maybe next week. Maybe we'll get her in for some filming. But she's been a legend.
How is longevity going right now? Like we haven't really talked about it since the very first or second episode.
Yeah, you're right. Longevity's going well, man. August is a tough month for anyone business-wise in Ontario. Everything just slows down because everyone's traveling all over the shop. But like clockwork, September rolled around, and people started coming back in. The good thing is the awareness is super, super high. So we're there for when people need us. But anyone in Barrie watching the video, we just hired a new kinesiologist. We accept private health rebates. Come on down. Come on down, say hello. Best office in Barrie. The people who work at this gym are fucking legends. I asked them to move the chalkboard from over there to here, because it's more useful deadlifting than in a nothing area. And so they moved it for me. And the people who work at this gym are legends. I watched World's Strongest Man finals on CBS. And made me much less happy about my performance, knowing what I've done after. Because I know how much that fucking podium slipped away from me. A couple of real stupid things. But we'll be able to run it back at Rogue. So we've abandoned the briefs because they were becoming a bit of a hassle. And I'm not sure their return was all that high. Note to self, do not do this on a full stomach. Whew, okay. Oh, God, that sucked. Ugh. Oh, I want to throw up. Moved okay for not being able to breathe. For those who don't know anatomy, the belt pushes on your cavity. Your stomach is right here. If your stomach is full, it pushes it into your diaphragm. So if you try and breathe, your diaphragm pushes against your stomach, and then the stomach tries to contract, then send it up the esophagus, out my mouth, for the world to see. And if I vomited, I would vomit Bolton Foods. Hey guys, just want to take a quick second to talk about the sponsor for this video, Bolton Foods. I'm lying on my couch here, relaxing. Bolton Foods is in the oven. After a big day of training, work, etc., it's just nice to know that I can come home to good quality food that's going to help me push hard the next day and recover well. I always talk about the 3 pillars of recovery: sleep, life stress, and nutrition. We have more control over nutrition than either of the other 2. If you're in Ontario, support the people who support us. Go check out Bolton Foods. Lift heavy, be kind, enjoy the rest of the video. So this is full deadlift day. We've got 2x2 top set at 380. Then we have 1x8 back down. I believe that's going to be at about 340 today. That'll be a big push. Then we have a whole bunch of pause deadlifts afterwards. So my spine will be cooked and I'll still be hitting bombs. So this has been massively helpful in my deadlift, and a good lesson for everyone. If you have a strength, don't just rest on your laurels with it. Don't be happy with top 3, 4 in big competitions for points when you have the potential to push forward and potentially be like a JF Caron, where deadlifting an event is just a win. For me right now, like I feel like yoke in an event, in most circumstances, is my event to lose. It's good to have friends, people. Good to have friends. You know, most people's gym pet peeve is people on their phone and messing around and whatnot. My gym pet peeve is people being too damn serious. That was good. Much better with the straps. That felt solid. I probably had 6. Onwards. On to the most dreaded exercise of the week, a set of 8 deadlifts. I am starting a podcast. I've got all the kit and I'm very excited, and the goal is going to be, structure-wise, to have 1 guest on a week for about an hour-long podcast, and then 5 to 10 minute podcast is talking about some educational topic. I think people seem to take interest in my sort of views that are contradictory to traditional strongman behavior, but evidence-based. So really excited. It's going to be called Beyond Strong, and I want to do human interest stories on all of your guys' favorite strongmen. And I'm just thinking about things down the track. Like when Laws did all 30 strongman profiles, I'll do all 30 strongman interviews for World's Strongest Man. Try and get Brian on there. I'll definitely get Laws on there. So whoever you want to see on my podcast, let me know. I have access to almost everyone, and I'll do my best, but going to be diving a little bit deeper than just what is strongman and why do you do strongman and all of that. Because every podcast I've been on to date, they've given me a prelude before saying, oh, it's nothing too serious, nothing too heavy, no hard questions. And I'm going to prep my guys and say, if you don't want hard questions, then don't come on, because I want to actually have important conversations that people say that you shouldn't have. So that's your teaser. Come here. Introduce yourself.
My name is Damon Marsden. I'm an amateur strongman.
Body weight?
260 right now, I think.
Competition body weight?
231.
The smallest open strongman ever. This is 100% my least favorite time of the entire week. wasn't too bad, actually. That felt pretty good. I'm really cleaning it up above the knee. Really, really cleaning that up. Massive for me. Onwards. Damon. Supposed to be at the range in 12 minutos. Not going to happen. David Goggins is going to be at Arnold UK. A couple of people asked if I want to meet him. I don't at all. I think he is the perfect example of all these training attributes that I consider secondary, like being tough, like pushing through anything, like prioritizing your self-development over anything else. And you do that, and to the extent that you damage your relationships with everyone around you, you start to kind of wonder, like, how tough do you want to be? How successful do you want to be? How fit do you want to be? How strong do you want to be? For me, there's a limit to what I'll sacrifice. Do that. Pick a topic you think I'd know nothing about. Comment if you think the Brabus G-Wagon is cool. Ashley's trying to forbid me from buying it because it's $500,000. I say forget it. A car that retains its value is the cheapest car you'll ever buy. And that's the Brabus G-Wagon. Go check it out. Tell me, what do we think about a new Moose Mobile?
What was the most fascinating thing that you learned about human body?
You know, it's just, you gotta be in awe of its complexity and its resiliency. The way that some people look at the Olympics, of the peak of human performance, I look at people who haven't taken care of themselves for 50, 60 years. I look at people who are 700 pounds. I look at people who have been homeless on heroin for 10 years, and they're alive. Can you think of a system that you could abuse for just a day, never mind a decade or 2 decades, and it's still ticking along and still has thoughts? That is my Olympics, is looking at these people who are alive. That's probably the most fascinating thing. But to give my spiel about university, because I think education is really important, but it's not important for the reasons that people think it's important. I think educational institutions killed my aspirations, my ingenuity, and my creativity more than anywhere else I've ever been. Because it's so stringent on what's right, what's wrong, how you study, when you got to be here, when you got to be there. And from when I was 16 to 19, I had super entrepreneurial spirit. I wanted to run my own business. I was super keen on it, always thinking of things. From 19 to 24, when I was in university doing my master's, it killed it. And 25, 26, thankfully it's come back. Thankfully it's stronger than ever probably. But in that aspect, university, it almost killed who I wanted to become. And the information that you learn at university is not that valuable because we could just go Google it. What's most valuable is your ability to form interpersonal relationships. So whilst people who say you shouldn't go party a lot at university are correct in a way, you should do everything you can to learn how to create meaningful connections, meaningful relationships. And that's something that I missed out on during my undergrad that I did well during my master's. And to me, when it comes to health outcomes, business, personal connections, everything, living a meaningful life, connections to other people. It's how you get everywhere. So that was my most important takeaway from university, because it fucking killed it. What a session. What a session. That's it. That's it. That's over. Unload. We'll go hit some bombs. Before we do, Patreon's doing pretty well. I'm putting out content there multiple times a week. And what people have asked for is educational stuff. Educational stuff on lifting, recovery. All my webinars are going in there. All my educational content that I put out for my one-on-one guys is going in there. If you want a really easy way to be a smarter athlete while you get stronger, keep yourself a bit safer, $10 a month, and it's easily the highest value for content that I put out. Right now, I'd estimate there's 5 hours on there of different content on different topics. So if you want to learn a little bit more, pop over to the Patreon, link in the description. Let's go hit some bombs. All right, we're back golfing again with Colton, who is the newly crowned Canadian National Long Drive Champion. So we're gonna be out here, hit some dingers, see how close I can get to the best in the country. And cut. We're gonna see how close the best in the country can get to me.
Yeah.
So what is this little apparatus?
So this is a launch monitor by Bushnell Golf. So there's a couple different launch monitors. There's TrackMan, there's Foresight. So basically what this does is this measures all ball data. So to give us a clear representation of quote unquote who's going to be the best today, I have some decent amount of ball data that we can get here. So every shot that Mitch can hit and I can hit, we'll have a full representation of what the ball is doing, how far it's going.
Just wait, it'll flip back around.
It'll only measure ball data.
Ball speed and carry. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about launch angle. But ball speed, carry. So we're going 7-iron here. Warming up. That one is 196 yards. Seven iron. 210 carry, 7-iron. Getting serious.
Yeah, so usually if you're gonna try to push speed, you're gonna need about, even though you're super warm, you're probably gonna need almost 100 balls to really get going.
No, dude, I'm not warm. I'm stiff as hell. You've seen me swing a driver.
Yep.
If I nutted one,
Yes.
and it was in the grid,
Yep.
could I beat you if you had an average day?
I would need to see your numbers first because it all depends. Like conditions
Yes.
play a huge factor.
Yes or no?
I'm gonna say no selfishly, but I would say it would probably be pretty close, if not, yeah.
What's the farthest ball you put?
479.
Yeah!
It was in Denver, Colorado earlier this year. So we had a little bit of wind and 5,000 feet of elevation really helps. So
Jesus.
wouldn't worry about dispersion too much with that thing.
314. Ball speed.
It'll be like
204.
over compressed. That's good though. I mean, like they're like 30, 40 compression golf balls, so it's.
Give it to me. Talk about how all you care about is ball speed, right? Because then you work on actually hitting it straight after. Talk about how ball speed and ball distance are unlinked.
Unlinked? Well, it'd be more like club speed and distance would be unlinked. Like ball speed has a correct orientation of like how the ball is coming off the center of the face and how fast it's coming off the center of the face. So like a hit here is going to be slower than a hit in the center.
But even with the same ball speed,
Correct.
that's not the same distance.
Depending on launch and spin, correct. So that's why you see me hit it. So like we can hit the same ball speed, but if you launch it like this and I launch it like this, I'm going to hit it further than you because your ball is just going to dive out of the sky.
So the lower the spin, the less the ball floats up into the air.
Correct.
And the higher the launch angle, the further it floats.
So like depending on how the higher your ball speed, you can afford to launch it a little bit lower because it's coming off the face faster. Whereas for me, I don't have the correct amount of ball speed to negate having a lower flight, so I have to hit it higher in order to keep the spin down. So for me, it's because I'm not the fastest guy, it's more of an optimization game for me. Whereas the guys that are faster, they can get away with hitting it kind of shitty and still be okay. So Mitch has a great setup. Obviously, we used to play a bunch of junior golf together back in the day, so he has that going for him. But like I said previously, he could afford, that was better. So he could afford to actually get a little bit taller in your setup, like less squatty. I know the driver's really short, but there's a couple things in LD that are going to change from just playing golf. So if he wants to maximize hitting the ball as far as he can, there's going to be a length of the swing change. His hand path is going to change. The height of his hands, the length of his hands is going to change. How he delivers and dumps his angles into the ball will change. But if he tries to get really quick with a shorter club, his body's going to slow down, and that's why he's kind of hitting these like little like nose diving hooks. So when do you want to get the big stick out and we can talk about some mechanics? Okay, we'll get it then.
Because that shaft also will not be conducive to swinging that hard, right?
Exactly. So equipment will definitely play a factor. And like I said, like I have probably like 4 or 5 setups depending on launch, spin,
Sure.
like however it's gonna. This is probably too actually.
You got a fat grip.
Yeah. So for me, if I go to a smaller grip, I get too much.
It's too fast? Yeah.
So and this is actually lighter. I think I want that. It's like foam.
Here's the mark to beat. 190, 325.
This is soft. Yeah, now we're cooking.
I launched that. I cooked that.
201.
355 carry. 200 ball speed. Swing one, not bad.
I think we can get closer
And
to
by
it.
the by, that was pumped down the middle.
A little spinny.
I missed it though.
Probably like over 2,000 spin, over 3,000 spin.
Yeah.
So you're launching it a little bit too low for my liking.
Keep higher, eh?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
So here's the deal. If you launch it higher and you change nothing, the spin will go down.
Naturally. Sure.
So
Sure.
one of the things that I noticed with you is that when you set, you like lay the face wide open because you're afraid of missing it left.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you, in hindsight, less loft, more ball speed. So if you actually feel like you're hooding the face, the ball speed will jump. However, then we run into the risk of it diving on you. Then we just manipulate what's going on with your club path.
Okay, so get the face back closed, work harder on the club path.
Square, yeah. So for you,
Wow, okay.
if you hood the face, for you, quote unquote, hooding the face just a little bit,
Yeah.
and then feeling like you're trying to fade it, should square it up.
Okay.
It might not happen in one swing.
See, this is the big benefit of actually playing golf and understanding physics, because everything the golf ball does is determined by club angle, as in, are we coming this way into the ball or that way into the ball, and club face. So straight left, you're going that way with a closed face. If it curves left to right, open face, and you're swinging out to the left. So oftentimes people hit the ball and it starts straight and goes to the right. And so their inclination is try and hit it further to the left. So they start swinging more and more over to the left, and that promotes that ball going right. So being able to adjust that, we'll see. We will see. The theory is good. My back is stiff. All right.
So close the face just a little bit, and then regrip, and then think about trying to hit a fade, or trying to swing or have the path exit to the left. So definitely less spin. Obviously, face orientation made it turn a little bit left.
I see slower and further.
Exactly. You want to know why? So the last ball was 11.7 degrees of launch.
Yep.
What's that?
16.5.
Same spin rate.
What's
You
the
hit it shittier, and it went further because you launched it and spun it correctly.
So what's the ideal launch angle?
For 200 ball speed, which is essentially where you're at, if you can launch it between 15 and 17 degrees at or around, here, throw that away, at or around like 2,000 spin,
Yeah.
that's good enough for you today
Okay.
without getting too crazy. Closer.
196.
So because you're
Low launch
and
stuff.
this is the thing too, let's make people understand this. So when we're trying to push speed, you're not worried about dispersion because you can't do both at the same time. That's where people go really, really wrong, is they will essentially try to get mechanically better and faster at the same time. So if you're actually going to train to get faster, you should be looking at 2 data points, club head speed and ball speed, and that's it. And you just want to go absolutely insane and try to hit it as hard as you can without any representation of where the ball's going. Then you could have a separate session to actually work on mechanics, because you can't do both together. It's too much to think about. So you have to neurologically let your brain go and just try to go fast. That's it. Okay, still probably a little spinny.
2700, yeah.
So these next ones now, try to get your center of mass a little bit further off of the ball. So it's not like, because right now you're still here.
Yeah.
You're like basically creating a lot of reverse C, so you're like way over top of it. The club's got nowhere to go but down. So think about trying to stay on the back foot a little bit longer and literally try to let the club do the work. Because when you hit it higher, you'll actually knock the spin down too. I got it somewhere.
195. Toe.
That's good, man. Like mid to low 190s, like with a 30 to 40 compression range ball is like it's over 200 ball speed.
Yeah.
Like with a premium golf ball.
What's the best in the world? 220. The guy said it.
Yeah, probably in comp is like low to mid 220s. Like would be like, I don't know, 5 guys on the planet do that. But like if you're going to talk about, Kyle broke the speed record at like 236 like 3 weeks ago, and that's banging balls into a net, not worried about where it's going.
Oh, 202.
Okay, well that's good. Your floor. This is the good thing though. Your floor has now been raised.
All right.
So your ceiling is
Last
getting.
ball of the day. These distances are bullshit now. That was 240. Oh, 204.
There you go, 204 again.
All right. Couple of 204. 4 balls over 200.
Well, lots of balls towards the end. Like,
Yeah.
see, how long did that take you to get going?
4 out of 6.
No. But I mean, like, how many balls have we hit up until this point?
Yeah, like 60.
At least
67, yeah.
It takes you
Yeah.
at least 75 to 100 balls to like really get it ramping, and then now that you actually got it going, now you're like, you literally hit like almost 6 balls in a row over 200 ball speed. And then you have 2 at 204.
And if we're talking 204 with good balls, we're talking 208.
Yeah, probably closer to 208.
208. That's nationally competitive?
Yeah, put it in the grid, absolutely, with the correct launch and spin.
You heard the man. I'd give him a run for his money. Okay, guys, just wrapped up a good long drive session with Colton. Check him out on Instagram, Colton Colcanis Golf. We'll pop the description right there, or the tag right there. Took my swing from 190 to 205 in about 15 minutes. If you need a tip, go give him a shout. But thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. More episodes, Road to Rogue, and let's try and hit the podium.